So how did Living Single come about with you being dancing for the opening credits of Living Single? And if y'all don't know, that's her. That's Les.
On my left, and my right.
We know it.
It's so crazy that 30 years later, you don't understand how many people have remade that video, like in their own way. I have a whole folder on Instagram and get tagged on, which is crazy. But Otis Salih, for those of you who don't know, is a directographer. He used to work really close with Spike Lee. So when you see School Days, that Good and Bad Hair, or I Don't Want to Be Alone Tonight, he choreographed and directed all of that. And he had done Malcolm X. There was a Lindy Hop scene. And I had just gotten off a tour with Bobby Brown and went to one of their rehearsals. Lorianne Gibson actually was working with Otis at that time. And so she introduced me to him, but it was too late for me to get in because they were already in rehearsals and stuff. And I love Lindy Hop. Like that would be that's my dance favorite. Lo and behold, again, I didn't know that Otis knew me or knew my work. I get a phone call like probably 3 months later. He's like, Les, it's Otis Salih. And I'm like, stop lying. It's one of those like, really? Yeah. He's like, no, for real. Listen, I have this idea. They haven't hired me yet, but I'm going to shoot proof of concept and then I'm going to pitch it. But only you can do it. And I'm like, what? And he's like, well, gives me the whole breakdown about the show. We go under the Brooklyn Bridge, shooting for like 8-10 hours, which is crazy. Wow. And under there was like cobblestone. So I'm doing all kinds of backflips and stuff all day. So when you see the end and I'm like this, I really was tired. And so when I see the edits, there's only one version that has like a front flip in it. But he did everything else, like just dance and stuff. But that's the genius of Otis Salih. Like you don't need all the extra bells and whistles. And so when he submitted it to Fox, they were like, we love it. And then they wrote an offer and a deal and the whole bit. And it was like, wow. And I had just met Yvette Lee Bowser for the very first time, like a year and a half ago.
Oh, wow.
And she's the one who created Living Single. Okay. Created it. So, but I had known like Latifah and Kim.
Right. Another Jersey.
But they had nothing to do with it. And so people think Erica Alexander actually is the one who was dancing. I'll be like, excuse me. Give me my credit because I was there all day. And that's really how that happened.
Maxine Shaw.
Yeah. Yeah. And who knew that show would still be on TV right now? Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
So the actual scene that you're just talking about, the proof of concept, that's what we're seeing?
That's exactly
what they just said that's it right there.
That's it. We didn't have to do any reshoots, nothing. They took it as it was.
Well, you answered my question. Because that was one of my questions, like how long did it take you to do that? Because it looked like you were so free form. You said just shoot, do it, and then we're done. But you said 8-9 hours.
It was all freestyle. It was literally a long day because angles. He wanted to catch sunset, but we had started early. Like it was all those things. And it was like, whoo. But that's when I was in shape and had stamina. I've been on tour. I could do a 3-hour show. Like it's not a problem.
Because to me, it looked like, all right, okay, she's her first job, Def Jam. Okay, that's her. Okay. Oh, and that got her the job for Living Single. That's what it looked like time-wise. That's what it looked like to me.
It was...
I don't
even know what happened first, but there were so many music videos in between and the club scene. So people were just literally pulling me. I need you. I need you. I need you. Like that's how my work would happen. They would see me. Oh my God. Yeah. And people would even recognize me from the back. And it's so crazy because I had such a complex about my body growing up because I was always really muscular. I started gymnastics when I was like 10, which is really late. But I was competing in national competition by the time I was 11. And so I was always like, I've always had big breasts since the third grade. So guys would like,
don't get us in trouble.
Third grade.
Like, got big breasts. We like,
big titty third grader. Big titty third grader.
Big Les, right? So if you look at me, there's a picture of me and Simone Biles like on one of my pages. Simone is like barely 5 feet tall, 5'6". And so me telling people I'm a gymnast, everybody's like, yeah, right. You look like you run track or whatever case. And I'm like, no, I don't even play basketball. I can't even dribble. Like I'm the artistic girl. I skate, I roller skate, I do gymnastics. And so they'd be like, who's the big girl doing backflips? They'd be like, oh, that's just Les. Well, Big Les, come here. And that's really how my name, and it just kind of stuck.
So when you was a kid, like your parents put you in all that stuff, ice skating, roller skating?
Yep, every week. So I do all the artistic. I play volleyball. I do all the, and then I was like the only Black girl.
Right.
Really, I was in honors classes from 3rd through high school. So there was like maybe 6 Black people.
And what part of New York?
Queens.
Queens, okay.
I was the only Black girl in Girl Scouts for 7 years, 8 years.
Wow.
So I'm like,
we know you sold all kind of cookies, didn't you?
Yeah, I sure did. So yeah.
Man. Wait, okay, so I know J-Lo was one of the dancers in Living Color.
Mm-hmm.
She politicked that. She said that in very many interviews that she politicked just that opportunity into like whoever was on the show. Hey, I want to audition. I'm trying to act too. I'm trying to get. So is that how you got into other things? Like everybody knew you was a dancer, but it was like you was always around. So here comes Rap City. Here comes directing. Here's some choreography.
It really is like that. And you got to get Flex Alexander to tell you about the Living Color audition.
Okay.
Because he was one of the people who was there, and he's like, there's no reason why I shouldn't have gotten it.
So you auditioned. So you did audition for Living Color.
They did a whole big publicity audition. And with Rosie Perez, you got to get her to tell the story too, because it's like, first of all,
tell us the story.
Yeah, we want to hear it out of your mouth.
Rosie Flex, we need you up here and tell the story, your version.
Well, let's just say Jennifer and Josie already knew that they had the job before the audition.
Right.
So they were just coming forward to show face. And
so they picked their girl.
Right. And me and Josie were dance partners, but she never said anything to me, which I get, I understand. But I'm out there busting my behind, doing backflips at Channel 5 News, Channel 7 News, interviewing me the whole bit. Flex and I think it was Stretch from the Mop Top crew were like running the auditions and everything like that. And they were just like, well, what are you kidding? She said, and they were just like, nah, we don't want it. And Rosie had pulled me to the side and was like, well, can you lose 10 pounds? I'm like, and at that time, Jennifer was bigger than me. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because you remember, she was a really thick girl. I just was really muscular, and I had like 8% body fat at the time. And I was like, what are you kidding me? But they were like, yeah, no, thanks. And I was like,
wow.
So it was devastating for me.
Wow.
But the job for like Rap City happened because Madeline Woods had her show video LP.
Girl, you got the goods like Madeline Woods.
There you go. Tribe Called Quest, if you don't know. And then she had me come on, be a guest on her show. So I actually performed on her show, choreographed a piece, did a bunch of flips, sat on the couch, got to talk to her. The producers from upstairs was like, well, damn, you know everybody. You've worked with everybody. I had been on tour with everybody. And then you have that personal relationship, right? You get to see people without their wig and their lashes and you're around their family, right? You know all the secrets and all that stuff. And so they were like, but you've been in hip hop a minute. How would you like to host Rap City or audition for the show? So I auditioned for the show like a gazillion times because the people upstairs were just like, yeah, well, no. One, she's a girl. Of course, the men upstairs, I didn't like make their penis hard. I wasn't their type. And that was the era of light skin, long hair, mulatto kind of thing. And thank God for Keith Paschal and Sunita Brooks and Eric Watson. Like, they were like, no, I'm telling you, she is hip hop. So they finally gave me an opportunity to do spring break in, I think it was Daytona Beach, me and Prince Dejour. And all of the artists, a lot of the artists that I had danced with were there, or the label heads were there, and everybody, because they knew me, I got all the interviews. And then they were like, all right, bet, let's give her a try. So they gave me a year contract, and then all the labels kept requesting me, and then I was there like 7-8 years.